Hello guys, si Keshan Veloso dito at welcome sa episode 67 na laro tayo ng Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So okay guys, tuloy natin game natin. Nung unang episode guys, naligtas na natin si Raymond dun sa dun sa Prosperity Tower. So tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari susunod. Raymond Black. Alarms blare as you hustle Raymond from the Special Project section of Prosperity Tower, but you encounter no resistance. Raymond unsteadily gropes his way through the corridors of the corporate headquarters, holding on to your elbow for support. Occasionally, the old man fingers the gauze dressing on his head with his free hand, which when he touches, wincing when he touches a tender patch. 10 minutes pass between the time you exit the building and enter the empty air station. The team remains on high alert, scanning the streets and buildings for signs of Sang security forces. Until, like a stream of cockroaches, you scuttle underground into the cool safety of the mass transit tunnels. You pay the fare, grab Raymond, and make your way to the subway platform. The sound of the old man's ragged breathing loudly rushing past your ear. Seconds tick slowly while you wait for the subway train to embark. Okay. So, tapos nandito na ulit tayo sa sa Heyoy. So, ano yung susunod na missions natin? Talk to the team, Triad Soldier. Papasok yata tayo ulit dito sa dito sa babalik tayo dito sa babalik tayo sa World City para tapusin na yung kailangan yung nakita nga natin yung pasaway na yung 1,000 yung spirit na may 1,000 na ipin. Kailangan isara natin yung machine na ginawa ni Raymond, pero bago tayo punta doon, teka, final preparations muna tayo. Teka, may mabibili pa ba ako sa'yo? Mukhang wala na yata eh. Maximum Loss stands out in the rain, arms folded across his chest. His normal air of bravado and jitteriness has blown away like cobwebs. He exudes the aura of a granite block or an anchor, abandoned by its ship and about to be overwhelmed by the ocean. Thanks up. Give me the tech. I've got no time to waste. Ato lang muna. Shouldn't you bunker up? No, I'm sick of people asking. He japs his lower jaw. His rear goggles appear to be about to give up the ghost, but his feet are firmly planted. I'm not going anywhere. This is my boat, and my barge, and my techno palace. I'm staying. Okay, fine. Maximum load. Don't grab it, yo. He is here to stay. He raises his clenched fists, then displays his fingers dramatically. Boom. Okay. Keep your head on a swivel. Give me the tech. I've got no time to waste. May mabibili pa ba tayo? Cybertex? Wala na, nasa atin na yung pinakamaganda outfit. Armor 8 2-8. Ano ba tayo pwede ibenta? Sa stash. Actually, so far, wala eh. Exit na lang tayo dito muna. Later, you stupid melon. Keep your head on a swivel. Ito na lang. Yo, you too. Balikan natin yung isa. Yung isang binibilan natin ng items. ba siya? Ito dito. Si Spider Shen. Shen is packing everything up into a series of crates. There is a sense of urgency around the monk, though you get a nod as you approach. You want anything? You'd best make it quick. After all the shits that been going down, I'm cleaning out until things settle down. Okay, show me what you've got. Pahingin ng outfit. Yun na, nasa atin na pala yung pinakamaganda niya eh. Weapons talaga, wala akong mabibili eh. Close Combat 8. Keycasting 5. Wala, yun sana eh. Tapos to, Close Combat 8. Wala rin talaga. Six lang eh. Tapos 11 points. So 7, kulang pa. 7. So kulang ng 4 points. Hindi na talaga pwede yan. Ano lang. Okay, bye now. Wala na tayong mabibili pa saway. Kausapin na lang natin lahat ng pwedeng kausapin pa. Sarado na rin yung Mahjong parlor. Wala na rin yung ano. Oh, well, never mind. Dito tayo. Crafty shoe. Back so soon? Tell me what you need, and I'll see what I can do. Let me see what you're selling. You look tired. Feeling alright? Tanong mo na. Crafty lets out a single sharp laugh. I've been better, if that's what you mean. Going through these notebooks has been hard, not just because of the sheer amount of information. It's been a nostalgic ride too. Why don't you take a break? Maybe you should try doing something else for a while. If these journals are kicking your ass, you can always stop. Your health comes first. Ito na lang muna. Why don't you take a break? No way! I've dug myself too deep to back out now. And I don't say that as a bad thing. I've made progress. I'm proud of that. He leans on a book-covered chair. The sooner I figure out these dreams, the sooner I can rest. And trust me, Tank, I'll make up for it in spades and naps. Just don't overwork yourself to death. If that's your plan, remember to pace yourself. You won't get anything done if you become sick. I've no doubt your determination will get you through this. Ako na lang. She crinkles her nose at your words. You sound like my grandparents when you talk like that. But hey, I appreciate the sentiment. And don't worry, it's not a total slog. These journals are just as exciting as they are laborious. Let me see what you're selling. May bibili ba tayo sa... Wala, mga spells to eh. Hindi naman tayo spell users eh. Okay, exit. So what's the latest? The latest? She walks over to a glass table and starts tossing books off of it. As she digs through them, you realize the table is not actually a table, but a glass display case full of dried medicinal ingredients. Crafty withdraws a notebook from the pile. Its binding unraveling, the pages holding on for dear life. Here we go, this one's loaded. Give me the highlights. With what? The suspense is killing me. Ito na lang. Got a couple big got a couple big finds. Mom's notes are a mess, so I boiled them down to the most important information. An exorcism and the Yama Kings. Where do you want to start? Tell me about the exorcism. I'd like to know about the Yama Kings. Ito muna. Kasi yung haharapin natin sa end ng game, Yama King yun eh. Rafi turns to a page marked with a red sticky note. She looks up at you. Tell me, how much do you know about the Yama Kings? Only what I've heard here and there. I've run across stories about them in my own research. Never heard of them. Hindi naman tayo nag-research eh. Kinentohan tayo ni Isabel eh. Only what I've heard here and there. Personally, I'd only heard about the Yama Kings in fables and myths. Things to scare children to sleep, to inspire awe. As you can guess, intimate knowledge about imaginary beings is largely non-existent. And here, she taps the page. We found the demons of the walled city. Yeah, nice. Kasi nga, harapin natin yung isa dun eh. Through my mother's excursions into the slum, she came to learn that its residents had their own unique Yama Kings different from the traditional ones. The people there are segregated from the rest of Hong Kong. Over time, they came to believe that their home was possessed by local demons. Makes sense, considering the place's penchant for crime and disaster. Yeah, I'll buy that. Interesting. What were they like? Do the Yama Kings have names? Ito na lang. There were three that Mom knew of. Lam V, Humang, and Tianya. Each Yama King is associated with the negative energy on which they feed. Lam V feeds from cowards, Fangma from the guilty, and Tianya slaves. Unfortunately, my mother's handwriting declined with her sanity. She rubs her forehead in frustration. She has a lot of details in here about these local Yama Kings, but I could only make out bits and parts. There's a list, something here about her mouth twists sideways and her eyes squint, straining to read the notes. Rules, maybe laws of some sort. The thing that stood out to me is here. She plops a finger onto the page. It's about the propriety surrounding ownership, in deals, exchanges, negotiations. Lan- Luncheons? No, that last part can't be right. Anyway, it says the Yama Kings, under rules of law, must adhere to the terms of a deal. And there's something else, but she sighs and flips the paper onto the counter. Nope, sorry, can't read anything past that. Bakit kaya? You know, it's strange to me that Mom found this mystical being significant enough to mention in her documents. It makes me wonder if she thought they were real or connected to the curse that she believed in. A thump and crafty closes the notebook. She casually tosses it back onto the display case. It's not the best lead, and I think that it's a step in the right direction. Okay, so tama. Yun nga, kasi nakita natin yung isa eh. Tell me about the exorcism. She flips through the notebook and and after locating the right page, lays the book on the counter. Her index finger glides across the notes as she summarizes its contents. On one of Mom's trips to the World City, she decided to check out an archway, an old crumbling relic that residents believed to be haunted. Mom wasn't sure about the hauntings, but upon entering the area, she immediately felt that it was a place of concentrated tea. So yun din yung andun din siguro yung machine na ginawa ni Raymond. Go on. I know someone who's mentioned that same arch. She's from the World City. Tama, si Isabel yun. Crafty looks up from the notebook. I'd believe that. It's a fairly prominent landmark. Seems to me like most people from the World City would at least have heard of it, if not seen it. What did she say? I can boil it down to creepy. Nothing good. Just a bunch of superstitious dribble about spirits. Actually, hindi na superstitious yun eh. Ito na lang. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. At least from what my mother wrote, it was seriously bad. Go on. So what happened next? Didn't mean to interrupt. Where were we? Ano? So what happened next? The key wasn't like your standard run of the mill energy, even for the world city. This key was exceptionally dark, and it all seemed to gravitate towards the arch. So she did what any cook at her what any cook of her magic brand would try. A Taoist exorcism. How did that go? Not my first choice. Did something explode? Oh, how did that go na lang? It went to hell. The exorcism failed, and something happened to her. She broke. Crafty takes a deep breath through her nose. My mother had entered the city strong, confident, and capable. But when she left that day, yun na, parang si Raymond nga, naapektuhan siya nung spirit doon. It's hard to explain. It's as if she experienced it's as if the experience left her vulnerable to those base horrors within the walled city. She grew paranoid and became frail of mind and body, a mere shadow of her former self. It's as if she'd witnessed something and it changed her. She became more obsessed than ever, and that's how I remember her now, as that broken woman. I'm not sure how this fits into our investigation, but if that sort of malevolence is coursing through the walled city, it's no wonder the people who live there experience such terrible dreams. Okay? Meron pa ba tayong makuha information sa kanya? A sight unexpected from the window's slapdash product displays strikes you as you walk through the shop. Everything is clean. Unusually clean. So, saglit lang naglinis na kagad siya. Hindi naman na, ganun pa rin eh. Not spotless. A nearby food plate resting atop a small collection of books speaks to that. But otherwise, the piles of journals and notebooks and books from before are, for the most part, on shelves organized. Bigla siya nag-ayos. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Someone must be here. You approach the front counter and see a service bell. Okay, ring the bell. Alis muna tayo. Baka kailangan yata lumabas muna ako. Parang hindi updated eh. Okay, so balik tayo ulit sa loob. O, andito na si Crafty ulit. She looks at you through weary eyes. You're back. Forget something? I'd like to see what you've got in stock. Wow, you've been busy. I feel like I've walked into another dimension. I need to take care of some things on my end. You take care of things on yours. Ito na lang. Crafty waves your comment away. I was getting hounded by some of my regular patrons, and maybe a sanitation officer or two. You see the urgency in her eyes as she leans forward. That doesn't matter, Tank. I found it. The thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the walled city. Yun nga, yung spirit nga, yung pasaway. Is everything okay? Well, what is it? I'm all ears. Ito na lang. She takes a breath. The Yamakings, they're real. Oh, na-encounter na nga natin, di ba? Wow now, that's a big leap from imaginary monsters. Crafty. I think your mother's research has rattled your judgment. You're off your rocker. Ito na lang muna. Crafty's eyes hold your gaze with an unshakable intensity. I'm serious. You know me. I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings. But this is solid. The Yamakings are real, and they're coming. She lays her palms flat on the counter, almost breathless. They've been on their way to the world city since the place was built. The dreams, they're portents of their coming, omens manifested as dreams. I'm not convinced. You really believe that? Okay, still, just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming, the sensations, the hunger. Asleep or awake, it affects us all the time, anywhere. The connections, we're all in our we're all in or near the world city itself, a beacon for disaster. Something or some things have noticed the city, and now we're noticing them. I'd like to see what you've got, Mustaka. Then everything that's happened in the world city is it's been the Yama Kings all along? Not quite. I don't think the Yama Kings are the cause of the world city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the world city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a malevolent magnet for malevolent astral beings. Yun nga, na ano natin, nalaman natin yan, yung kay Raymond nga. Dapat pala kasi kinakausap ko rin tong si Crafty eh. Mama's right. There's something at work in the world city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else, but there's something deeply unnatural at work in that place. Her words shake. I'm so sorry, Mother. I'm so sorry, Mother. I thought I was closing my eyes to your madness, but all I did was prevent myself from seeing the truth, from seeing what was unfolding right in front of me. Can the Yama Kings leave the world city? Are these beings what broke your mother? Let's backtrack for a moment. Okay. Can the Yama Kings leave the world city? Why would they? The curse or whatever it is that's attracting the Yama Kings to the world city has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. With a practiced sweep of her hand, she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. A foggy hand, a foggy handprint slowly disappears from the counter where her hand was pressed. Have you ever heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. You make a planet like the moon or something into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in the world city, only in reverse and on an astral level. I think that I think that pent-up toxic key in the world city is turning the place into an extension of the Yama King's home plane, making the environment the hospitable, ano? Making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason why you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the deep ocean. But as we've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to seep into Heyoy. If left unchecked for another 30, 40 years, who knows what might happen? Are these beings what broke your mother? The Yama Kings weren't directly responsible for Mom's corruption. It was caused by the root problem that which attracted the Yama Kings to the city in the first place. The, the poison at the bottom of the well, whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's in no way natural. People did this. Yun nga, si Raymond, yung sa last episode, nalaman natin na siya nga may kagagawan. I suppose we can take some comfort in knowing that your mother was under the influence of something else. She wasn't herself. Your mother sacrificed a lot for her research. At least now you know what happened to her. Ano lang. I know where you're coming from, Tank. But my mother still allowed herself to be corrupted. She put herself in the way of evil, and it took her, not a second thought for anyone else. Her research has given us valuable resources. I'm glad these journals, these pieces of her mind, can be used to arm ourselves against the Yama Kings. The knowledge it's given us will help us in the trials to come. Okay, let's backtrack for a moment. Okay. This is big, Crafty, huge. At your words, an unusual mood washes over Crafty. She raises her hands and grips her tattooed arms, hugging her chest. Please, Tank, you have to stop it. This evil, for yourself, for my mother, for every man, woman, and child in the world city and Heyoy. Nobody outside of our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. If if what's happening here is to be undone, we have to be the ones to undo it. Okay, yun nga, kasama naman na natin si Raymond eh. Of course, the city is just as important to me as it is you. I'll do whatever I can to stop the Yama Kings. I'll see what I can do. Let me think about it. Ito lang. You watch her grip relax, her shoulders ease. Thank you. Really, thank you. Okay. Will do. Good luck, Tank. Teka, labas muna tayo ulit, tapos balik tayo dito. Kailangan natin siya nagkasapin pa eh. Hey there. Still don't have any new information on the Yama Kings or the dreams? I think we're going to have to wait and see how things shake out. Wala eh. Wala na. Tapos na yata yung dialogue sa kanya, so... Check natin yung mga ibang tao dito. Wala na rin ibang tao. Ano ba yan? O, balik muna tayo sa loob ng Kraken. Check natin yung mission computer. Your workstation mission computer. The cool buttons of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 0 unread messages. Sayang. Wala talaga. Shadowrun's BBS. Okay, wala na ring clues. Play data. Wala na rin. Okay. Teka. Check nga muna yun. Teka. All messages. Walang bago. Kindly check, wala na. Tingnan nga natin yung mga kasama natin. Oh, wala rin sila rito ah. O nga no, walang tao. Tingnan natin yung mga kwarto. Oh, wala rin dito si Wu. Wala si Duncan dito. Wala rin yung magkaibigan dito ah. Mukhang final prep na talaga. Check ko lang yung items natin. Kung meron akong pwede i-dispatch siya. Actually, yung isang weapon. Hindi ko alam kung para kanino yan eh. So talagang doon na tayo pupunta. Mukhang doon na talaga. So Wala naman kung mabibiling weapon eh. So, punta muna tayo dito kay kay Ambrose. Bakit dalawa tao dito? Sino yun? Nandito si Reliable Matthew. Okay Matthew seems folded in on himself. He has a shell-shocked look. His head hangs forward and doesn't appear to see anyone, including you, despite the brilliant, toothy smile plastered across his face. Matthew, hey, I need a drone. Hey, you doing okay there? Snap out of it, okay? He screams in surprise. It's a weird amalgam of terror and gusto. Then he immediately goes back to his eerie, cheerful obliviousness. A red welt spread across his face. The sap does not appear to have snapped him out of anything. Matthew, hey, I need a drone. You doing okay there? Huh? What? Beautiful? Oh yeah, doing good, great. Real good, real. His voice trails off. Pasaway. Okay. Hindi natin kailangan ng drone. Dito, hanap tayo, kuha tayo ng supplies, medical supplies. Tank, I can't talk. I've got a whole bunch of... Ambrose falls silent and stares at you. For hell, Tank, you look like you've been through a train wreck. I need a metric shit ton of medical supplies and no questions. Okay, just show me your supply cabinet. I need some hardcore cyber right now. Okay, na lang. Ito kailangan natin eh, itong mga to. Teka. Pwedeng sa stash. Benta natin to. Wala, di naman natin kailangan ng spell eh. Pati to. Pati mga flashbang. Wala namang effect ang flashbang eh. Benta yung dalawa. Okay, benta natin itong mga to. So. Tapos pa na yung anong kukunin natin. Yung mga higher levels. Okay, tapos bili tayo nito. 1 Tapos 1, 2, 3. So matitira sa atin 500 lang. Pero at least meron tayo namang gear. Okay. Actually, hindi ko na kailangan. Ito kailangan ko. Ay, hindi, tama. Sige, tig-isa. Benta natin yung isa. Ay, hindi natin kailangan ng cyber. Okay, benta natin yan. So, 75. So, halos 600. Wala na tayo pwede bilhin. Tingnan natin yung isa. Bili tayo ng Bili tayo ng grenades para kay Duncan. Saan ba isang shop? Itong mga tao nagkukumpul-kumpulan na rito sinan. Ayun si Raymond. Okay, teka. Bili tayo na grenades. Weapons. Consumables. Damage 20. 14. 20. So, teka. Ibenta ko to. Tapos bili tayong ano? Bili tayong bilhin ko na lahat. Okay. Okay. Para kay Duncan yung mga yan. Confirm. Kasapit natin si Duncan. Tapos malapit na tayo mag-end dito. So, save ko muna. 146 na lang yung natirang gold. Yung funds natin. Teka. Ano ba gusto kong i-increase muna? Pwede kong gawing ano yung body natin. 5 and 6. Sige, body na lang muna. Na lang para ano total tank nga ang pangalan eh, so laging nasa ano susugod tayo sa kalaban, so go. Save natin dito. Tapos kasapin na natin si Raymond. Raymond and Wu stand near each other in the rain, staring at the walled city, not talking. The old man looks at you, wary but alert. You look like you have something on your mind, Mr. Salak. Are you going to be okay, Raymond? I want to talk about your mother. There's a lot we don't know about you, isn't there? Ito na lang muna. I don't think so, no. I am the product of aborted brain surgery that combined with all that has happened. I doubt that I will ever be okay. I have no idea when I will. He searches the ground for the words break. Parang yung nanay ni Crafty. Raymond touches the bandage on his head, and although I'm relieved that you rescued me before my memory was wiped, part of me grieves at the thought I could have been free from all of this. I bet those people in the walled city wish they could be free from all this too. Indeed, but they are proof people can adapt to harsh circumstances. I will learn to live with this hardship like they have. I think we're all learning a lot here. For example, Aslab and I learned that you're a genius who can create magical machines. We learned that you have a rich, powerful mother on the ruling council of Hong Kong who kidnapped you to reprogram your brain. And we learned that the two of you are responsible for the suffering of thousands. Pretty big score from my perspective. Did I get everything, Asaleb and her? They left out that he accidentally let a demon god thing move into the neighborhood. We left out that he's risking his life to try and fix it. Let him be, Duncan. Ito na lang. That's just it. He can't fix it. He wheels on Raymond. He wheels on Raymond, closing the gap between them. You realize you can't fix it, right, Edward? You can't you can't erase 20 years of misery and suffering. The best you can hope for is to remove the unnatural part of it. Allow that horrible sum to be horrible without toxic key or whatever you said. You're not gonna push the make it all better. So we should run. We can stop it from getting worse. We can stop her. Got a better idea? O, ito na lang. Ito na lang guys. Alright. Let's not forget that at the end of this road, there's a demon goddess waiting for us. And I don't think she's gonna be too sweet on the idea of us closing the door on her. No, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm not gonna be like him. I'm not gonna run. Raymond cringes at that. He screws his eyes shut, trying to ward it off. But then he's still for a moment, and his jaw sets. And when he opens them again, his eyes are defiant, authoritative. I did what I had to help. I did I had I did what I had to help people, Mr. Wu. And when I couldn't help them anymore, I left and I continued helping people in Seattle, in that teen center, in that slum I took you from. Or did you forget where you were from? Okay na banat ah. Oh, I didn't forget, little man. How could I? But you reminding us of it every chance you get. How you saved a poor little Chinese boy. He lowers his head until it's inches away at it as ano? He lowers his head until it's inches from the old man's. After you ran from the thousands who look just like him. My motivations for helping you aren't relative, Duncan. He points a bony finger at Wu, runs it up and down the orc towering above him. Look at you. The results are are what counts. Wu doesn't pull back. He leaves his face as a hair's breadth from his foster father. I know, Edward. Your motivations for building that machine aren't relevant here either. Wu cocks a thumb at the walled city, at the throngs running from it in terror. The results are what counts. Stopping that fortune engine is what counts. Okay, boys, I think we've had enough family drama for today. You two need to you two need to focus on the job at hand. We can deal with this later. Ato na lang muna. You're right. He takes in the scene unfolding around him with grim determination. We need to do what we can do. The best we can do. Super Robot Wars 30 na naman. Okay, so teka. Time na guys eh. So end na natin dito. Next episode, papasok na tayo sa loob ng World City. Konti na lang. So, end na natin for now. So, teka. Save ko muna. Next episode, papasok na tayo sa final part ng game. Konti na lang. Ay, teka. Isa pa, para sigurado. Alam ko nag-save naman, pero para sigurado lang. Tapos end na natin. Okay guys, kaya saan wala sa signing off? Next episode, tignan natin kung matatapos na natin kasi nasa dulo na tayo eh, konti na lang.